codes that are embedded in the Torah to show us this. I find these things phenomenal. I want to share them with you. Turn to Leviticus chapter 12. This is our parashah for the day. There's always something to learn from the parashahs. Tazria is about uncleanness. Tazria talks about the purification of women after childbirth. It also talks about the laws about leprosy, what to do with someone who is leprous. It's interesting to note that in chapter 13, the laws of leprosy, in verse 3 and 4, chapter 13, you're not going to see this in your English Bible. The placement of the Aleph Tav, that direct object marker, that untranslatable word, they didn't think it was a word, we never translated it from Hebrew to Greek, so we didn't get it in our English Bibles either. But the Aleph Tav is Yeshua, right? The placement of the Aleph Tav shows that the inflicting of the leprosy. Now hold on, bear with me please, because somebody's going to go, no, that's not true, that can't be true. God's all good. The placement of the Aleph Tav shows that the infliction comes from Yeshua himself. Yeah, because it's Yahweh who brings judgment upon his people. I'll show you a scripture for that, so you'll know what I'm saying is true. Leviticus 13:17 also shows that the Aleph Tav placement is proving to us that he's also the one who heals. All right, now turn to Deuteronomy 32. And I'll show you something here. Some people just think that, God would never do anything bad to anybody, right? I've heard sermons on this where it's just the devil. If something bad happens to you, it has to be the devil. But look at Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay, now turn to Isaiah 45:7. His ways are higher than ours. Are they not? Isaiah 45:7 says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. All right? So, he does it all for his own purposes. The shepherd, the analogy of the shepherd who breaks the sheep's leg, the one who wanders, he has a tendency to keep going off. And so the shepherd has to break the leg. And he pours the healing oil into the wound. And he carries that lamb. This is our God. This parashah is what we would call a hukim. There are some things here which are not understood clearly. Torah is broken up into the mishpatim, which is the judgments, clearly understood by our understanding. Don't kill. Why? Well, it makes sense. If you kill, you'll be killed. Don't commit adultery. Well, that makes sense. That's somebody else's wife. These things are judgments, the mishpatim. Then there's the edot, the witnesses. These things are a bit mysterious, but they speak of something. They testify about something. The feasts, Sabbath, Passover, unleavened bread. All of these things are testimonies. They're witnesses of some great act of Yahweh in history, something he's going to do. It contains a mystery. But it's not so mysterious that we're left scratching our heads going, what is this? Right? Edot, witnesses. But then there's the Hukim. And the Hukim are the ordinances, the regulations. And to understand ordinances and regulations, think about ordinary and regular. Things that are ordinary and regular. The everyday commandments. The things you do every day. Right? One of the Hukim is putting a mezuzah on your doorpost. Okay? It doesn't exactly say put a mezuzah on the doorpost, but it says to take this word and put it upon your doorpost. Okay, so Judaism has created the mezuzah. You take that portion of Scripture and you put it on the doorpost. Okay. Hukim is don't take two different kinds of animals and put a yoke on them and have them plow for you. Why not? Well, strong. Why can't I put a donkey and an ox together? Well, he said don't do it. Okay. Hukim. Don't take two different kinds of fibers, two different kinds of material, and weave it together into one clothing and wear that. Why not? Doesn't seem like it would be a bad thing. It's clothing. It's going to keep you warm. He says, don't do it. Okay. This is one of those things. Because, and the reason why I say that is because if you look at it, Leviticus 12, well, it's a bit of a thing. I think I have an explanation for it. We all have explanations. And if you think about things, you think, why is he saying don't put two animals together, don't put two types of clothing together? It speaks about two natures. You know, this is what rabbis do. They go, let me see if I can figure this out, you know. Talks about taking the heavenly and the earthly and combining it. You know, perhaps this is speaking about, you know, like living be double-minded, be dual-minded, to live double lives. Okay, perhaps we should be spiritual people. And you should strive to be holy, and not fall back on the fact that you're a human being and I can't help myself. I don't know. But in this chapter, it talks about the time period when a woman is considered unclean after she gives birth, and it's different for a boy than it is for a girl. It says she's to be unclean for 7 days after giving birth to a boy. And then, well, let's read it. Moses, could you please mute? Welcome. I hear you, though. Could you mute? Thank you. It says, she shall be unclean 7 days, according to the days of the separation. For her infirmity shall she be unclean. And in the 8th day, the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised, and she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 3 and 30 days. So it comes out to be a total of 40 days. Okay? Now this means she cannot have relations with her husband for 40 days after giving birth to a boy. All right? But it's double for a girl. It's 14 days and then 66 days. Okay? So somebody might say, well, that's not fair. What's the deal with, why are girls, what, the girls less pure than boys? Are they more evil? Or something like that. You know, why is she more unclean when she gives birth to a girl? Okay. I will give you a rabbinical speculation on this. Okay. If you remember what Paul said in 1 Timothy, he talked about how it was the woman who was deceived. Mankind's fall came about because it was the woman who was deceived. This serves as a constant reminder to us of that fact. Okay, now I'll pose this to you as well. Women have a very unique place in mankind. Okay? They have a very powerful position. Okay? It is a unique place that they hold. I'm not going to say it's greater than men. It's not. But it's something that only women can hold. Women are the ones who set the tone for the households, spiritually. Women are the ones that the child learns first as they're growing up, while they're being weaned. Okay, this is found Hebraically, this is found in a word study. When you take the word bat for daughter, and you add the yud to bat, it becomes bait, it becomes a home. Okay? The yud represents Yahweh himself. She sets the tone for the household. Okay? A woman is, remember my big fat Greek wedding? There was a scene there that was really good. You know where she goes, yes, okay, so the man is the head, but the woman is the neck, and she can turn the head any way she wants to. And it's true. She can. A good, godly woman who has been broken, contrite in heart, submitted to the Most High, is a gem. Okay? That's the kind of woman that every man needs. If she's anything less than that, then the man is in trouble. The man may have a ministry that gets short-circuited because she is not taking her rightful place. The woman is supposed to be covered. Why? Because she represents, she's sacred. All life comes forth from the woman. And as I heard years ago in a commentary on this, everything that's sacred must be veiled. That's the pattern throughout history, the history of Israel. It's veiled. You know, the Holy of Holies, how is it veiled? With the incense. Constantly. Constantly. Okay? The tent of meeting is covered. The sacredness. We're not supposed to look upon the face of the Most High. He's covered. Okay? The woman is the source of life. She bears children. Therefore, she's the one who is covered in the home and covered. Her hair is covered. Okay? If she doesn't take that position, if she wants to try to go out and be something else that she wasn't created to be, then there's going to be havoc in the world. Okay? She's been endowed with a glory, a special glory that man does not have. But if you remember, all glory belongs to the Father. So whatever glory you've been endowed with, you cannot take it upon yourself and look at me. Because the moment you do that, that's when you get struck down. You bring judgment upon yourself. Okay? Nebuchadnezzar did that. Look at the great kingdom that I have made. And he ate grass for 7 years. Okay? So if the hair is the glory of the woman, then she's supposed to cover it. The woman has a very special place. A very special place. And see, Satan knew that in the garden. That's why he came to her. Women tend to be more in tune, sensitive, spiritual, many times. And it's a unique place. It's mysterious. Women are a mystery to men. But all of this is a mystery. It still remains a mystery. You know, Paul said this is a great